Welcome everyone to your Mercury Retrograde in Cancer reading. Hope you guys are doing great out there. This reading will be time-stamped and sent to each and every individual sign. Okay, let's go. First two cards we have out are the Akashic Stargate and the Discovery. But before we even get into that, I want to just break this down really quick for you guys, okay? This Mercury retrograde in Cancer is this profound cosmic intervention. Okay, it's designed to help people discover the lost parts of themselves by accessing past emotional patterns and deep soul memories. That's what's going on. Okay, so we have what? So the card that's coming out for that is Soul Aligned, Remembering Home, and Soul Family as Star Gathering. Okay, so that is the overall theme of what is going on with this Mercury retrograde in Cancer. Okay, and of course you'll have all the other little Mercury retrograde things that you guys already know about, which we will not be talking about because it is like everybody already knows, right? Okay, but this is about the core theme, the deep cosmic intervention. Okay, so with this Akashic Stargate sitting here, this card represents the access of infinite wisdom, past lives, and soul contracts, in which we also got for the overall Cancerian energy that's coming out for the Mercury retrograde. Okay. During this retrograde, the collective is being pulled into the cosmic records, okay, the Akashic records of your own lives. And if you guys are interested in a personal reading for this, you can find the information in the description area. You can ask a question about that, and that'll be that. If you want a whole reading, I will put that price in the description area, okay? It's not just about rehashing regular memories, guys. These are pulling you into the past, okay? It's about understanding this higher spiritual purpose behind old wounds, ancestral patterns, and reoccurring life themes. And it could be about that ex, okay? Because it could be about love. And they could return. No doubt. Let's not escape that. That ex could return because you could be what? Holding on to some kind of karmic residue that needs to be healed, right? So a lot of times you ghost someone, they're going to come back, right? Because it's not resolved. You have the Discovery over here, which is talking about uncovering hidden truths, gaining new perspectives, and finding the clarity. Okay, paired with this Akashic Stargate, it means that the retrograde isn't meant to just stall the collective, but act as this like treasure hunt, right? People will suddenly start realizing why certain patterns keep repeating, leading to this massive kind of aha moment about your identity and your emotional triggers, okay? That's what retrogrades really are, is about bringing back that past to say, aha, this is what it is. And they're in each different sign for a purpose. The last one was in Pisces, so it was also very emotional, right? Okay. So let's get some, actually we're going to start here on the Akashic Stargate. Let's start here, guys. You have the Stargate heart opening, the heart chakra opening, unlocking, and the generosity. This is shifting the cosmic energy from the mental review into this deep emotional heart-centered healing. And then, I don't know, in the sign of Cancer though, this means the collective must be, it's almost like you must open up your heavily hearted emotional heart over here to heal the inner wounds, whether they're child wounds, old family wounds, whatever the wounds are. Saying open up, because this says aligned with purpose, crossroads, no wrong path. be able to discover what it is you need to open your heart. Let's see what we've got over here. On the discovery is honor the path. The truths uncovered during this retrograde must be met with self-compassion. Sitting next to the heart. Respect. Instead of judging yourself for your past mistakes, you as the collective is being asked to honor your survival, your growth, your journey that brought you here to begin with. Because remember, everything was there for growth. The reasons we all have pains, we all have wounds, everything was meant for us to grow. We go through these things, right? So it's saying, instead of looking at it as just a bad thing, see it as your growth and honor that path that you're on. Because a lot of us wouldn't even be on the path that we're on if it wasn't for these hurts, these pains, these bad things happening. And then that opens up the discovery of finding the gem, the diamond in the rough. So this is going to take you out of survival mode. So, I mean, this Mercury retrograde is fated. It's this like fated checkpoint. You're being asked to be pushed to open your heart and access that deeper soul history. And then, like I said, we have the star gathering over here, you know, pushing yourself. And it's also like pushing yourself to the deepest level and uncover this like vital missing piece of your emotional puzzle over here. This will help you like walk forward with this greater self-respect, honoring your path, knowing who you are, and not having to go back and forth through these karmic cycles. It will break those patterns. Okay? So it's all about breaking these patterns, my friends. Okay, so it's things like this, right? Okay, so let's get into each and everybody's signs individually. Okay, Leo, Virgo. And one more. You do have the Four of Wands coming out to the Queen of Wands. Wow, a lot of fire energy coming out in your guys' reading. This is bringing in some kind of massive, explosive, personal power over here, guys. It's almost like an undeniable alignment. Completely removing any of your insecurities at this time and restoring your absolute confidence, with the Four of Wands, bringing that alignment underneath that Akashic Stargate. And then, of course, you already have the alignment over here with the Star Gathering. So it's like, wow, to honor your own path, you are definitely the Queen of Wands. That beautiful Leo energy coming out that's saying, this is who I am. This is what I want. So any insecurities, any doubts, any fears, any indecisions that were going on within the situation is now just completely melting away. It's almost like this fiery energy is melting that all away, putting you straight into the spotlight, allowing you to restore that confidence, that strength. Let's get some cards over here. And you have this, you know, homecoming and structural stability over here with this joyful celebration with the Four of Wands. This Mercury retrograde is treating you pretty well. You know, of course, there'll be other things, I'm sure, you know, for a lot of you, they're still going to be kind of annoying. But for the overall, it's bringing out this beautiful moment of reward for you. Really want you to feel that home foundation. We are in Cancer. So Cancer is the fourth house of that home, that celebration. Feeling like you're getting, you know, if you had any kind of domestic situations, it's almost like you're reaching this point of successful harmony. Clarifying on the situation is strength. Look at all this strength coming out. Leo energy again. Wow. To the Ace of Wands. Wow. Okay. Yeah, this is just this fiery, independent passion for this passionate new spark that's going on. You are definitely standing in the limelight at this time, guys. This is where, you know, you have this like quiet endurance going on. So this strength is proving that your current success is completely steady over here within this Four of Wands, this celebration, this homecoming, this place of your own comfortability of where you want to be, that milestone. This is definitely a massive green light with this Ace of Wands sitting here, because it's saying you can do whatever it is that you need to achieve. Whatever success that you're looking for, it's being like handed to you as this fresh spark, you know, for your life, this fresh new beginning. Right. Guys, that's a beautiful reading. Until next time. And next. Okay, Virgo-Libra. Seven of Swords in reverse. To the Queen of Pentacles. Ooh, clarified by the Five of Wands. Some kind of confessions coming out, coming clean. Some kind of exposure to the deception, theft, self-sabotage. Whatever's going on, this person's going to get caught. There's going to be this exposure that's going to help you clear the way to get to where it is you need to be. If it's self-sabotage from yourself, your habits, you're going to expose your own habits. You're going to realize that you are self-sabotaging yourself. So this Mercury retrograde is the time, I mean, of it just extreme truth-telling and grounding. Somebody's going to tell on themselves. If they're being deceitful, you're going to see right through their lies, because everything's going to be made very clear. Wow. But this could trigger some kind of necessary conflict to protect. This is going to cause a conflict, guys. Five of Wands. So you're going to call them out on their bullshit, and it's going to cause this conflict, right? Something that they've been trying to hide for so long is now coming to the surface. You're going to see this, but by you opening your mouth and telling your truth about this situation, it's going to cause this conflict between the two of you. Okay, if it's yourself, you could cause your own internal conflict because you're now aware of something that you've been doing, of self-sabotage that you haven't realized before. But I do like the Queen of Pentacles here because it shows that you're locking, right? You're locking down on what the change needs to be so that you can find the long-term peace to the situation. Okay, but I do feel like there's going to be some kind of argument that's going to come out of this situation. I really do believe you and somebody else. Okay, and it's going to want them to stand in their truth as you're standing in your own truth. So there's where the battle is, right? Because they're going to say, no, that's not true. And it could be an argument that always comes back around, but you know that cycle has to break, because otherwise, if it doesn't get broke, then how are we going to find peace within this situation? Okay, so, okay, Libra Scorpio. You have the Two of Swords in reversed. I like to see that because at least you're not blinded anymore. You're not sitting at the crossroads. The Two of Pentacles. Juggling. And Two of Cups. Soul alignment. This Mercury retrograde is bringing in this massive breakthrough by triggering some kind of total collapse of your indecision. Something that was keeping you at a crossroads, whether it's emotional juggling, financial juggling, whatever it is, but it has the Two of Cups here, so it could definitely be emotional. It could be love, for sure. But it's forcing you to finally choose this deep, soulful alignment over here. It could have a lot to do with that soul family over there, too. It's kind of like you've been sitting on the fence, wearing this blindfold and refusing to make some kind of choice. But it's in reverse, so the blindfold, is ripped off, so you no longer can pretend that you don't know what to do or you don't see what's going on. It's like, or ignoring it. Confused by it. The Two of Pentacles over here in reverse as well is that complete breakdown in your ability to juggle. It's almost like you've been trying to balance too many things, competing priorities, projects, financial obligations. But it feels like these balls are finally dropping into your hands. And this retrograde is like forcing you to stop overextending yourself. But it's also forcing you to see exactly what's going on within this situation, so you don't have to juggle and try to balance out the situation anymore. It's like, this is what it is. Because the Two of Cups says it's right side up, my friends. It's the only card that's right side up, because it says this is where your alignment is. This is your mutual partnership. This is the attraction. This is the soul connection. This is the emotional alignment. It's saying whatever collapses in your mental stalling and all those things that were going on around you, and all of this chaotic juggling around things, it's saying you don't have to do this anymore. The universe is stopping this juggling act. You're being forced to drop that extra baggage so that you can focus entirely on this one critical, deep, meaningful relationship. And tell you it's a relationship, okay? For the majority of it, it's a person. If you know it's something at work, that's fine. If you're looking for this job, whatever it is. Okay, but for the majority of you, it's a soul contract. This is your soul family. So whatever painful exhaustion of indecision that you were going through, it's collapsed. The discovery of this situation really is that you're honoring this deep, meaningful, honoring the path, soul connection, while trying to keep your options open. And you don't want to distract yourself with any more chaos. You're like, okay, I get it. So this is going to be the eye opener that just all of a sudden these feelings from your heart, just everything's just going to hit you. It's almost like Mercury retrograde here, guys, does not want you to focus on an ex. It doesn't want to focus on the old. It wants you to focus on where this true soul alignment really is. And it's saying this is where your powerful relationship starts. This is standing right in front of you, or it has been sitting right in front of you this whole time, but you've been blindfolded to this situation, that this person was aligned with you and put into your life for a reason. Or this job, this situation. But it's almost like you've been kind of pushing it to this side. But now all of a sudden it opens up your heart to make you understand this is where you're supposed to be. This is the life purpose. This is where the connection truly is. The stars are aligned for you. Star gathering. And you're going to have this aha moment where everything just all of a sudden, if it's a person, all of a sudden they just kind of light up. Like almost like they're put in the spotlight for you to just, like this light is shining on them. For you to notice them in a different way. You see them differently than you've ever seen them before. And you're going to be like, why is that? Why is that catching my eye like that? Because that's the soul contract. Why does this job look so much better than it did last week? Why does this person look like they're radiating something that I've never noticed before? I want to say blinded by the light. Because I do believe, see how this diamond is shining? I feel like that's what this thing, this situation is. Something you've been blindfolded by. Maybe you were even blinded by somebody else, thinking that somebody else was this person, but they've never done anything for you. And now all of a sudden this person's radiating. This job is radiating. This situation is radiating. And it cannot stop looking. And just like something inside you knows, this is it. That's where I'm supposed to be. And that's what it wants you to do, because it doesn't want you to look in the past anymore. It wants you to look at what's in front of you. As the past keeps maybe trying to show its way up. Wow, that's in depth. Okay, guys, till next time. Scorpio, Sagittarius. Ten of Swords. Ace of Wands, clarified. Nine of Swords reversed. I love the Nine of Swords reversed for you guys. This is Mercury retrograde, literally saying it's bringing this massive, fated conclusion to a cycle of immense mental suffering. You guys are like going through it, and it doesn't want you to go through this again. This is something that I believe for a lot of you, not all of you, that Mercury retrograde keeps bringing back the past. But it wants you to pave this like new, fierce, passionate new beginning and get out of this stage. Could be something that you keep dwelling on every Mercury retrograde, or maybe just all the time, but maybe it was trying to bring it back during Mercury retrograde at full force, and it's like, no. Universe says, no, I'm giving you the Ace of Wands. Oh my gosh, I love this. This is representing the end of the dark night of the soul for some of you who are going through that. The release of anxieties, waking up from nightmares, feeling like you're trapped, whatever it is, it's bringing this new spark. Wow. So this is saying whatever was rocking the boat is actually on its way out. You're no longer having to be in a mental prison. Forgive yourself. Wake up from the worry, the anxieties, feeling like you're at a crossroads. Feel what your heart feels and allow that creative spark to come through. Okay. There is no more failures. There's only new beginnings. So it really wants you to pour 100% of your energy into this brilliant new spark that's definitely going to make you discover your new horizons over here with honoring your path, because there's so much more. It doesn't want you to live in the past anymore. Okay, so whatever that hurt and pain is, it wants to distinguish that. It wants you to come back to yourself. Okay, so that it can give you something brand new. Ooh, I like that, guys. Okay.